It's on fire tonight. It's on fire tonight.
Vinyl Esquire.
Yeah. DJ Flexx and the Prophylactic All-Stars back at it again. We doing this one live tonight. You want to get in the water? Who know how to do the water dance? Hey, yo, G, first turn on the water.
Vinyl Esquire. Culture, truth, music.
Vinyl Esquire. Vinyl Esquire.
That's what I'm talking about. Let it rock.
The podcast that uplifts the DJ culture and honors our legends. Vinyl Esquire with DJ
You're now
Rip.
listening to the legendary
Vinyl Esquire.
Hello World. I want to welcome you to Vinyl Esquire, the podcast that delivers culture, truth, music. Would you join me, please, in welcoming DJ Rip?
Hello world, I want to welcome you to Vinyl Esquire. And Vinyl Esquire is the DJ podcast that uplifts the DJ culture and honors our legends. And my name is DJ Rip. And without further ado, I would like to welcome to Vinyl Esquire, the legendary go-go DJ, artist, and icon from DC, the legendary DJ Flexx.
Rip, what's up, homie?
Flexx, how you doing, man? How you been?
Man, blessed and highly favored, you know?
Absolutely. Well, listen, I want to thank you for allowing me to interview you on Vinyl Esquire. As I said before, Vinyl Esquire is the legendary podcast that uplifts the DJ culture and honors our legends. And you're definitely a legendary DJ. So, without further ado, can we take it all the way back to the beginning with you, Flexx? Is that cool?
Man, you ask whatever you want. I'm with you. Let's go.
All right, that's what it is. Okay, so Flexx, can you tell me who or what made you want to be a DJ?
I guess it was just the fascination of, I've always been fascinated by the power of music. I don't know, I guess I kind of caught it when I was a kid, that you would just be at a party and everybody be happy with the music is going, and then when you be at a funeral and the music would just make everybody cry, and I was just like, wow, the power of music is just amazing to me, and I was fascinated by it. And then to hear DJs could take two records and put them together and make them sound like one, I just thought was just incredible. I was like, I want to learn how to do that. So I listened to other DJs. I listened to I guess one of the first ones was my cousin lives in Newark, New Jersey, and he would send me tapes from radio, New York radio, and it was a DJ named Merlin Bob. And I guess I kind of like, I was young. When I heard Merlin Bob, I thought it was like Maryland, like in Maryland, like the state of Maryland, but it was Merlin, like a wizard. But I ain't know that at the time. I said, I want to hear some Merlin Bob. And so I started liking Merlin Bob tapes, and then the way he was putting those mixes together, I would try to mimic him and teach myself how to do it on my parents' equipment, and I tried to make up some stuff. We ain't had no real equipment, you know. We just worked with what we had and tried to make it happen. And then one day my parents let me buy, my dad took me to JCPenney to the entertainment the section, and we bought a turntable, and I hooked it up, and then I had one that had a pitch control and one that didn't. It was just crazy, man, this little setup I had, but I was making my little mixes and learning how to do it, and that's how we got started.
Okay, so what year would you say you started DJing, and what was your first DJ name?
Oh, man, well, I had to be in the 80s, probably about 82, maybe, I want to say. And my first DJ name was DJ Starchild.
Okay.
Have no idea why I picked Starchild, but I did. I was just, I don't know, maybe it had something to do with the influence of Parliament and Funkadelic had. I used to just listen to their music, and I used to really love the artwork on their album covers. I just thought it was just something different.
Right,
and
right.
So I guess and they always talked about Star Child, and that's where that came from.
Okay, got you. So did you have any inspirations locally and nationally as a DJ? Who did you look up to? You said this was early 80s. Who were you looking at to say, okay, I want to be like them, or, you know, I want to be better than them?
Well, it's gonna be a lot of fast forwarding, but I would say radio wise, I would listen to Baltimore radio, because living in DC, you could still, if you could get the right antenna and move it the right way, you could get it and fix it to get Baltimore stations. Then I could get V103 and listen to the new marks.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, man. And they was just, that's Kevin Lyles and them, man. Kevin Lyles and them was crazy with it. I don't know how they was doing what they was doing, but that was just fascination, man. Watching the Newmarks do what they did, well, listening to them do what they do. It just changed it. They made radio, to me, they made it a appointment listening. Like, damn, when is the Newmarks coming on? I got to make sure I got a tape so I can record them. It was crazy.
Wow.
So I used to love to listen to the Newmarks, man.
Wow. Okay, so Kevin Lyles was a DJ at one time. I didn't know that.
Yeah, out of Baltimore, he was running the Newmarks, man. Yeah,
Wow.
No doubt, man.
Wow,
God
wow.
bless him, bro.
Amazing. Okay, so talk to me about your beginnings. You're born and raised in D.C. Talk to me a little bit about, you know, the beginnings and how did you become DJ Flexx?
All right. Well, in the beginning, man, you know, this was pretty much coming around the end of the breakdance era, or yeah, close to the end of it, I would say. And I was part of a crew. I don't even remember the name of the crew. But we always want. It was a group here that was they were called the Mighty Pop-A-Lots, and dude, they was incredible. If you would go watch them break dance and pop, lock, and rock, there was nothing greater than the Mighty Pop-A-Lots. And so they influenced us to want to do that. And because, man, I mean, shoot, the Pop-A-Lots are coming. Everybody wanted to go see the Pop-A-Lots. But anyway, so I was with my crew, and they were so much better than me. And so I started making the tapes, the routine tapes. So
Okay.
I was the music man. I would be the one who would mix up and put the tapes together, you know? So I made the tapes for our group. And so I wanted to make sure that when we came out and we changed what we were doing, the music dropped and it changed and it made the atmosphere better. And then where I fit in was I was the secret weapon of the group, because I wasn't very good, but I was incredibly flexible. Meaning that I used to do this thing called the spider, right? Where it's just crazy, man. I could jump up in the air, put my legs over my shoulders, and land on my hands and walk around like a crab. And it would freak people out. And that was my thing. And I was the secret weapon that would come out at the end and do that. And that's how I got the name Flexx.
Wow.
Now, to this day, I don't really tell that story much, how I really got it. I mean, it's out there now. I don't care. But, you know, today, for years, they asked me, well, how'd you get the name Flexx? I said, because I'm very versatile. I can play any genre. I can do this. I'm flying. Don't you put me in any party, I can rock. That's what I would tell people. But the truth is, I was a breakdancer who was flexible and could get out there and end the show, and we would win. So that's how that came about. Yeah, man. So then I would do that, and then, you know, that got us into high school, man. And then high school, I just really locked in on my music, man. By this time, I had a little crazy little setup. It was component systems and turntables and all kinds of crazy house equipment that I could make tapes with and make things work. And then I started slowly but surely buying little bits of equipment. I would save my money, cut yards, do whatever I had to do to get that, because the goal was to get them 1200s, man.
Right.
That was the goal. The goal was to get the 1200s. So I did whatever it took to get the 12. And I got one. And then I was working to get another one. And so we just kept going and kept going. Then I started getting to the point where I was starting to, I didn't have 1200s. I had like some Gemini or something, but it was a set. that I could go out and play on. And I started doing the high school house parties. And I started becoming popular, man. Then I started doing the high school dances and all that stuff. And then that's when it really lit fire. I want to say about 10th, 11th grade. That's when I caught fire, man. It was crazy.
So I'm assuming that this is late 80s now at this point. Is that about right?
Yes. Yep.
Gotcha.
That is correct.
Gotcha.
That is correct. This is late 80s.
Wow.
So this will get me to where everything changed. I want to say I was 16, 17-ish, more 17 than 16. And I don't know, somebody had told me about this club in D.C. called, it's funny because in D.C., it's the tri-area. You got D.C., Maryland, and Virginia.
Right.
Now, I used to live in Southwest D.C. I lived in Southeast D.C., and then my parents wanted a better opportunity for me, so we moved to Prince George's County, Maryland. So majority of my, schooling, middle school on up was in I want to say like middle elementary on up was in Prince George's County, which you 2 seconds away from DC. You know what I mean? So if you want to just break it down like that, but anyway, regardless.
Absolutely. I moved to DC in 2009, and I actually lived on the Virginia side. Then I moved to Maryland, and I ended up living in Upper Marlboro. So,
oh yeah, so you understand, and it's funny because we all together, but it's slight differences with all three states. Well, with the 2 states and the 1 city.
Absolutely. So go ahead. Absolutely.
All right. So there's a club in DC called the East Side, right?
Okay.
They keep telling me about this club, and then I keep also hearing that I gotta go see DJ Kool. I keep hearing about DJ Kool. You gotta go see DJ Kool. You don't know what you're missing, man, until you go see DJ Kool. I said, well, okay. So it was Thanksgiving night. You got to be 18 to get in the club. I'm like 16, 17-ish. I want to get in this club. I don't know what I said because, I was, for some reason, I was blessed with the gift of gab. So I talked my way with no ID to meeting the owner and manager of the club, and he let me in. He didn't know how old I was. I talked my way into it, and I got in there that night, and I watched DJ Kool on Thanksgiving night, and I've never seen anything like it in my life. This guy controlled the crowd and was selecting incredibly and had the whole thing going nuts. I've never seen a DJ do that. I was like, my God, what is going on? And so then I said, man, you know what? This is what I want to do. Because it was always somebody on the turntables and then, man, and the MC on the mic or whatever, or nobody on the mic. That's how it was. But he didn't need no help. It was just him. I said, yo, this is what I want to do. So I went and I practiced and did everything. And then he had let me know that, then I found out that he was doing every other Tuesday night at the club. He would do one Tuesday night, and then Frank Ski would do the second Tuesday night. So I found out the night that Kool was going to be there. I'll never forget this, bro. I stole my mother's car, pushed that joint out the driveway, pushed it down the block.
Wow.
This is a school night. It's Tuesday night. It's a school night, man.
Wow.
I jumps in the car. I gets to the club. Still not old enough to get in the joint, and it's on a school night. And I see the owner. He lets me in again. I'm not even paying to get in now. I'm good. Man, I go in that joint and I bust into the DJ booth. I don't ask. I just go in that joint. I don't ask, can I come in? I just go in there. And I said, hey, what's up? My name is DJ Flexx. I'm trying to get on. And and Kool looked at me and just bust out laughing. He couldn't believe that I had the balls to come in here into his booth, in his area, while he was doing his thing, and announce that I'm trying to get on. It was like, who is this guy? And he was so impressed by my boldness. He said, you know what? I like you. Come back in 2 weeks. I'll let you do a guest spot. I was like, I bet. So got the car back home. Everything was fine. Mom ain't know no difference. Went to school, made sure I was on point, handled that, practiced like hell for those 2 weeks, came back with a crate of records, ready to crush. Stole mom car again. Get down there, and I come to the booth. I got my crate. I got my whole set all laid out. I know I'm going to crush with this set. But he didn't let me know. Kool didn't let me know there was another DJ that he also said could do the guest spot too. And he went on before me and played everything. And at this point, I'm a young DJ who does not know how to get out of situations like that, because I've never been in them. And I got on, man, and bombed. I bombed, and I bombed bad, bro.
Wow.
Everybody just looked at me, man, like, look, who the hell is this guy? Get him the fuck off the turntables, man. He's got to go. And then I left, man, disgusted, head down, man, and it was crazy. But then, how about this? Then about a month later, the club called me and actually offered me a job to DJ the auxiliary floor upstairs on Saturday nights.
Wow. Okay.
I was like, all right. So, but it was a catch to it. They say, well, we don't have a system though. You got to bring your own system, and we only going to give you, I don't even remember how much it was. I think it was like $300 if you had a system or whatever, something like that. Which $300 back then actually was decent money,
right.
But you had to bring a system. So, and I didn't have one.
Right.
So I was like, shit. It was, so then, man, this is my dad. My dad, man, he came through in the clutch for me on this one. I told him everything about what happened except for stealing my mom's car, right?
Right.
and I was like, Dad, look, they're going to give me a chance to do this. I really want to do this. And I talked to my mom, and I was like, Mom, I really want to do this. And they gave me the support. They said, okay. And then my dad said, well, I can help you, but I'm not buying you that equipment. I'm just not. And then I came up with an idea. I said, well, look, there's this store called Wheaton Music and Wheaton Metal. And they have a program up there, and it's called Rent to Own. And you can get everything you need, and you pay for it by the month. And once you pay all the months up, you own the equipment. And I said, but I don't have any credit. Could you co-sign for me? And he did. And that's how I got my first sound system, through my dad. He co-signed. I made them payments, and that's first time I learned about how money really works.
Right.
And how business works. And how you got to make sure I made them payments on time and all of that. So, and it's crazy because at the same time, though, the hustlers was starting to get whiff of me, too. It was hustlers in my neighborhood. And one of them was he had a real liking to me, too. But the thing about him, he always wanted to be a DJ. And he had all the equipment. Oh, my gosh. He had everything. I mean, he had the 12s. He had the reel-to-reels. He had everything. And then he would let me use some of that stuff from time to time. But he said he would only help me out if I didn't sell drugs or got in the streets. And he said, man, I'll do anything I can to help you, too. Whatever you need, long as you promise me you won't sell drugs or get on the block.
Right.
And I made an agreement with him that I would do that. So I had my backup plan too. So we got in the club, hung them speakers up, and then one thing about the club was they did have some subs that stayed there. So that was half the battle. So all I had to do was get an amp for the subs, and I did. So basically, man, to try to cut to the chase, then I started doing that.
Wow.
And then at this point, man, now I am laser focused on DJing. My life is nothing but DJing, going to school and DJing. And I worked in the auditorium at the high school, you know, still just trying to, you know, anything tech I was doing. I was still cut grass, do whatever I had to do to make extra money. And I would go, you know, every Saturday morning, I'm at Sam Goody buying records. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get my record collection up, trying to get this and that. Because this is before I got into the record pool and all that stuff.
Right.
And Slim, then it jumped off. Then I ended up doing the homecoming dances. And then things really kicked off because then I got a job at the skating rink.
Okay.
And now, game on, bro.
Right.
Game on.
Okay, so wait. So you would say that club and DJ Kool giving you that shot was really the breakthrough moment for DJ Flexx. Is that correct?
Absolutely. That's where I was born.
Wow.
I would like to call that my birthday.
So salute to the legendary DJ Kool, obviously.
Yes.
Salute to Frank Ski as well.
Yes.
You're all legends, and you know, Kool is a friend of mine. So, you know, I've had, you know, a million conversations with him, and not to mention he gave you an incredible shout out on the "Let Me Clear My Throat" record. You know what I mean? So,
oh yeah.
Yeah. So amazing. Okay. So it looks like we know where the breakout moment was, you know, and it looks like the skating rink was, you know, where it all, you know, got that foundation for Flexx. So tell me, I guess from that point, what made you want to start producing and start making your own music?
Oh, we get there.
Okay.
We get there.
Okay.
We are getting there. It's all gonna come together, and I'll try to move it along as quick as I can.
All right.
So here's the thing. So now my schedule goes like this: is I DJ at the skate rink, and then after the skate rink, I go DJ the club. And so now I'm at the club, but the thing is, they only let me play. I'm only allowed to play house music. So
okay.
that's the problem. I'm only allowed to play house music. So it's getting bad because all the people is just doing is coming upstairs, going to the bar because there's really nobody upstairs, and so you can get a drink quick, and then they go back downstairs. And then one day, man, I just got, and that was the agreement that I made with the club owner. Then one night I just got sick of it, and I said I can't take this shit no more, man. And I broke out, and I started doing me. And the owner came back upstairs, and the party was upstairs. He couldn't believe it. He was like, "What the hell is going on up here?" And then I was like, "Man, I can't take playing that house shit no more, man. I need to do my thing." And he said, "You know what? Do your thing. Do you. Go all in." And after that, that's what I did. My night went from being the auxiliary night to the premiere night, where my floor was so popular that it didn't open until 1 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
My gig at the skate rink used to stop at 10. Now it got extended till midnight. So now I'm at the skate rink till midnight. Then after that, we pile up, me and all my boys, and we get down to the club at by 12:30, set up, 1 o'clock they open the floor, and we rock. So now,
wow.
I mean, but see, I started doing things differently. Because see, now, also, remember I told you I was starting to learn about business too, right?
Right.
I was frustrated because I'm still only making $300. It said there's got to be a way. If I'm bringing all these people upstairs and this now I'm getting more popular, I need more money. But this ain't the time to go to the owner to try to be asking for more money. Don't play yourself like that. So what I did is go-go. I'm known for go-go, but the thing was, the way the DJs played go-go back then, you just played whatever you could play that was on record records. That was it. And you was really kind of limited to, because they weren't releasing a whole bunch of stuff. So what I would do is, at this time, the number one band is Rare Essence, hands down. So Saturday morning, I would go to Kent Mill Records at Iverson Mall, on the side of the store, up in the front, around the corner, it was the dude who sits out there and he sells PA tapes. So people who don't know what PA tapes are, they are live recordings from the band the night that they perform, right off the board. So they're crystal clear.
Right.
You know, and so I would get the latest PA tape. Like if Red Essence played that Thursday or that Friday, I had that tape for that Saturday. I would buy it that Saturday morning. I would go into Kid Mills, and then I would buy up 20 cassette tapes, and then I go back to the house. And all day, I would just take my several boom boxes or with double cassette recorders or whatever and dub and make copies. And I would have 20 copies of them. And then when I would do all day too, when I'm driving, I would listen and find a 20-minute set off of that tape where they cranked the hardest. And then in the middle of the night, I would just play that. Play that 20 minutes. Nobody was doing that shit. I would play the 20 minutes straight of the go-go, and at the same time, I'm selling the tapes for $15 a pop right there. And I say, I only got 20 of them. First come, first serve. This what you getting, what you hear right now. They gone in 10 minutes.
Wow. So that was the side hustle to add.
That was the side hustle. I doubled my money real quick, just like that.
Wow. So what would you say was more influential to you, go-go or hip-hop or both?
Go-go. I'm not going to front. It's go-go. Go-go. Go-go's my life. You know, hip-hop has this incredible place there that is so special because I have my favorite hip-hop artists and some of my, you know, the 90s hip-hop is the best music ever. I don't care anybody says. In my eyes, right. 90s hip-hop, that was my genre. That was my era, you know? Yeah. And so I got the best of both worlds. And also at the same time, that's when the best go-go was out. That's when the best go-go was out in the 90s. But so let me cut to what you want to hear. So now I'm getting offers from other clubs now for me to come in. So I get a Thursday night at this club called the Quonset. Now there's a DJ there who's the house DJ. His name is DJ Dangerous D. One night, Dangerous D has a temper tantrum and like punches the door and breaks the window or something, and so they fire him. And so they offer me the job. Now this is Dangerous D's club, no question. So I come in there that night the first night they hired me, a Thursday night. I come in there to play, and these people all stand around and boo me. Boo! They say, "We want Damon. We want Damon. We want Damon." And then I let them know. I said, "Hey, Damon ain't here. He ain't coming back. This is my house now. Let's go." And I ended up turning it around and getting my night right. And Dangerous D to this day, he's one of my best friends. He ended up coming back on another night. But anyway, nevertheless, right. To cut to what you're saying, now I am one of the youngest DJs in the city playing, and it's a difference between the two clubs, the club scene in the city. You got city clubs, and then you got tourist clubs, where the tourist clubs is like from New Yorkers and stuff like that, people from Philadelphia who go to school down here, and they got it's a whole nother world of clubs that's just for them. Me, I play for the locals from this area where I'm born at. I play for my team. So there's a whole different set of clubs for us. And so now I'm running that club scene, and I'm the youngest kid doing it. And so now some of the older cats are having more established DJs are having to open up for me. And so they are feeling disrespected that this young kid is coming in and making noise, and now everybody wants to see me. And they like, nah, we not having it. So then that's when they started, they would do I'm going to play everything before he comes on. I'm going to play everything. He's not going to be able to do anything because I'm playing everything. Every single possible record he could play is going to be played right before he's about to come on. So with that being said, that's when I started making my own records. I started making, they weren't necessarily records, they were routines, where I would do stuff that they couldn't do. So I found these little samplers, right? Where I could make and the thing about it is so old, man. The samplers didn't even have, they couldn't hold they had no memory. So when I get to the club, the first thing I want to have to do is put my loops in the sampler and then set them up. Because once the power goes out on them, the loop is gone. Because there's no memory. It's just like, it's old school.
Wow. Okay.
And I had two of those. And so what I would do is I would take some go-go loops and some other stuff, and then I will break it down and mix those go-go loops and with other songs and make my own songs pretty much. And then I had this one routine that I did was called The Water. Now, what people don't know is The Water was actually what The Water is the Congo sound that Northeast Groovers created when they would detune the Congos with the sound man, and the Congo player would play and it would sound like the Congos were in water. That's what The Water is.
Wow.
And so then when they say get in the water, it was the Congos sounding like they were in the water. And so at the time, that was the biggest thing in the world for the go-go scene. Was Northeast Groovers was hot, The Water was hot, the Congo rhythm, and then the biggest song at the time was Mary J. Blige's "Real Love," the remix.
Right, absolutely.
So what I would do is I would play the beginning of that, which was the Cleanup Woman, and then I would say, "Hold up, get in the water," boom, and then I would play the loop, and everybody would go nuts, and I would have to do that like 3 or 4 times a night. And they would just, and then now every time I come to the club, they want, can you do the water thing tonight? Can you do the water thing tonight? And then a buddy of mine came to me and said, "Dude, you really got something. You should make this into a record."
So hold on. That wasn't your first recorded record though, or was it?
No, it wasn't. The first thing I ever recorded was with Juju House.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, what was the name of that song I did with Juju House? It was on the other side. He had a song called Punk Motherfucker with a Gun, and I had a song that was on the other side of Juju's, and I appreciate Juju for letting me get on that record. I got on that record, and that was like the first thing I ever got on. But then once I started doing the water, then a whole bunch of joints started popping up.
Mm-hmm.
I got on the Groove Theory record. Did some stuff with Ludacris, Funk Master Flexx.
Now hold on. Now was all that before your breakout record? What you're talking about? Okay.
No, the water is the one that made all of this happen.
Okay, so now let's go back then, because I want to get to the artists that you work with. Okay, so now talk to me about the breakout record, the Waterdance. How did it happen? I hear how it happened in the club organically. How did it become a record?
That was the next step. So I decided that. We went into my guy. His name is Gangsta Host. He was the producer, incredible producer, who came up with some of the. Me and him put it together and turned it into a song with some music. And the music that you hear on there, I wanted it because I wanted something melodic. Because I wanted it to be what I wanted to sound was like beautiful confusion. That it was just it sounded so good, but it hit so hard. So that's what the music is. That's what it means to me. I love those keys and those strings and all of that stuff. But that beat gotta hit hard and cut through all of that and this beautiful confusion. So he came up with some stuff, and I came up with some stuff, and we made it and formatted it into a song. And so I ended up buying a 6-track cassette recorder. Can't make this shit up, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Shit from Wheat Music, rent to own. So now I'm rent to own with my own credit. 6-track cassette recorder, and that's what we recorded the song on. And so then we took that 6-track recorder to the club, to the Quonset, and the Quonset, we set it up, and we and I told my friends, look, I'm gonna record this record tonight. I need all of y'all down there. Come on down. My man, Conan was still living here. Well, no, Conan had just moved to Baltimore at that time. He came down for it, and there was some other people. A lot of people came in because they would support me. Because now I am like really on top of my game. Because it's still the Saturday night club thing is still the biggest thing in the world. So anyway, that night my friend DJ Mix was there recording it with a video. But that was back, it was old school, man. It was the big ass on your shoulder VHS,
right.
recorded joint. Old school, dude.
Right.
So he's recording the video. Then I go up there to do the song, and when you hear the song going and it says, "It's on fire tonight," it's on fire tonight. That's from the prelude of the song that I did in the club. And to be brutally honest with you, that is the only part of the song that is actually live.
Okay, got you.
Because that night when we recorded it, I butchered it. I messed the whole thing up. I forgot my lyrics. I messed them up. I messed up the routine. I just messed it up badly. So we couldn't do it. But the beginning was perfect. I don't even know. I have no idea where "It's on Fire Tonight" came from. I have no idea. Well, actually, I do. It was a red, like one of those red, ambulance lights in the club that was spinning around. And I looked at that. And I immediately said, "It's on fire tonight. It's on fire tonight." 'Cause I thought of, we about to put the fire out with the water.
Wow. Okay. So
and I'll give you 2 more seconds of this and then we'll move on. So then we went back to his house and I said, "Yo, just let me record this over and we're going to be straight." I said, "Just turn off all the lights and just start the track." And I hit it in one take.
Wow.
Hit it in one take. And that's what you actually hear. And then the reason why the song sounds so live, because remember I told you my man had that VHS tape?
Yeah.
He was recording. We got all the sound that night from the crowd. The crowd is the actual crowd from the night I recorded it. That's everybody in there partying. So it's actually live. It's just flown in at different parts of the song.
Right.
So it actually is live, but it's not.
So and then you put it out independently.
Yes. We went to our parents. I went to my parents. And Gangsta Host went to his parents, and we asked them for a loan, and our parents gave us some money. We got an attorney, and then our attorney hooked us up with an investor, and an investor came in, and we turned it around, and we ended up selling over 100,000 units independent in 10 states.
So I got to give you this backstory on how I even know you and even heard the record, okay? So I'm originally from Omaha, Nebraska, all right? I'll say it again. I'm from Omaha, Nebraska. And around that time, I was in a rap group called the Young Rebels. I'm a DJ. I've been a DJ since 1984, 85-ish. Okay, so we had dancers in our rap group, and one of the dancers, his name was B-Hype, his real name is Bruce, went off to college and went to Norfolk University in Virginia.
Oh, I see where this is going.
Okay, so Bruce takes our demo, and Nate Motley ends up, showing interest. He had J.O. Felony, and he was down with Jam Master Jay. He comes to Omaha to record us based off of a demo that he heard that we had already put together. So he came to Omaha, and the first thing that he did was handed me a cassette tape of DJ Flexx Waterdance. So, I had never heard of you, never heard the record. Of course, I heard of Go-Go, obviously, the Beat Breaks, Rare Essence, Trouble Funk, etc. Now, it wasn't big in our area, but that record was dope because it had a little hint of hip-hop with that Mary J., the Clean Up Woman sample in the beginning, and just and you as a DJ the way. So we loved the record. So what I'm saying to you is that you did this record there, and whatever Nate's involvement was with the actual record, if he helped put it out or helped promote it or whatever, he brought it to Omaha, and that's how I ended up finding out who you were and hearing the record. And then later on, when I moved to DC, I reached out to you because of all of that. So that's how I originally heard the record. It made it to Omaha, Nebraska through Nate.
And Nate was the investor that I was introduced to through my attorney. That's how we met Nate.
Wow.
And that came from JMJ through Jam Master J.
Right. Incredible. I just had to give you that story because, again, you know, I've always had, you know, a different connection with you that you may not have realized through Nate. You know what I mean? With the
man.
You know, so salute to Nate. You know what I'm saying, for bringing
no question.
You know, bringing the record to life with you. You know what I'm saying? So now that was 1994, I believe, that the Waterdance came out. Correct?
Correct. November 1994.
Okay, so 1994, you got a hit record, regional or national, you know, depending on how you look at it. But in 1995, you got your start in radio on AM 1580, and then later you went to 95.5 WPGC FM, becoming the #1 radio personality, right? So talk to me about the radio part.
The radio part, well, with 1580, actually it's kind of wild because because of the Waterdance, it opened up so many doors. It actually got me into BET. I was a DJ for Teen Summit. Teen Summit had 3 DJs in rotation, and I was one of them. And so I DJ'd 3 seasons of Teen Summit, and that opened up so many other doors as well. And so when the radio door opened up, it was through Conan. Conan said, "Hey man, you're winning right now, man. You want to come spin a show on KYS?" And this is before Radio 1 bought KYS. And so I had a show. My first actual radio gig was mixing on KYS on Saturday nights for an hour. It was like 11 to 12 on Saturday nights. I would mix there. That lasted it didn't last long. It lasted about 3 or 4 months. And then that's when Radio 1 came in and made everybody, they said, "Hey, look, no more hip hop. If y'all want to be a part of this, you can only play R&B." I was like, "Y'all are bugging. I'm out of here." So I rolled. And then I got a call about 1580. Did I want to get a mixed show over there? I said, sure. So I would do Saturday afternoons. And this is how it happened. It happened 2 ways. One, on a Saturday afternoon, somebody didn't show up for their on-air shift. And the PD at the time asked me, could I do it? I said, hell yeah. I didn't know what I was doing, but I'm a chameleon, man. I pay attention to my surroundings. And so I see, and I'm very technically savvy. You know, I'm technically challenged my whole life with all kinds of not being able to have a lot of money to do stuff to make things work. You know what I mean? I'm a magician at trying to make things work when I don't have the proper resources to do it. So I pay attention so I can learn stuff without you even have to teach me. So I ran the board for myself, got through the show, didn't do well, but they liked me. And so I was doing Saturday afternoons now. And then DJ Kool was doing Monday through Friday afternoon drive. And so this is right before Clear My Throat came out. And so when he dropped Clear My Throat, he said, listen, he told the radio station, listen, I got to go. There's a bag for me to get, and I'm about to go get it. This is going to be one of my biggest records ever, and I got to go. I cannot be tied down to radio. Love y'all. Thank you for the opportunity. I think y'all need to put Flexx in my spot. And they agreed. And so Kool got me, not only to get me started, you know, on this route and DJing and taking it to another level, he also helped me get my first major radio gig. And so then we would do that. And then what happened is I wanted to do something different than everybody else, man. I said, they can't be doing the same old stuff, man. So I had this thing called 4 O'Clock Flavor. And 4 O'Clock Flavor, we would do wild stuff, man. Like I would have Battle of the Bands, and I would have Band A versus Band B. Wouldn't tell you who the bands were, and I was taking actual PA tapes, adding them up, man. And nobody was doing this type of stuff. And then I would have I had a pimp. His name was Cat Daddy, and he would do relationship. He would give women would call in, and he would give them relationship advice. And the thing about it was the pimp, and the reason why he was a pimp, his relationship advice was always spot on, and it got so popular that now Jay Stevens, who was the program director for 95, would listen to 4 O'Clock Flavor every day, and he said, "Yo, I want you to come and do Saturday nights on PGC, and are you into it?" He said, "I want," and then he told me, he said, "I want to take you under my wing, and I want to teach you radio." And I was blown away. I was said, all right, Saturday turned into Saturday and Sunday. Then it turned into the weekends, and then 6-man on the bench. And then, it's always been something to happen with opportunity. Then BET moved to New York, and then Tigger left, and then the nights opened up, and I got the job at nights. And I did 12 years at night. And was number one nonstop 12 years a night, and then grew up, moved afternoons, and I'm still there. Still there now. Not only am I doing, I have the number 1 rated afternoon show in DC, I'm also the music director now. It's crazy. Okay? It's crazy.
Wow, insane. So let's unpack that just a little bit. All right, so 94 Waterdance hits, incredible record, dope, go-go record. It's a classic. 1995, multiple radio stations, and then you end up laying in that gig at PGC, and you've been there ever since. You've been a DJ on Teen Summit on BET, right? Okay, so now let's pause on the radio. I want to get back to that. Now let's go back to the music. So Waterdance. Okay, so you're producing your own records, you're DJing, but you've also worked with Lil Jon, Groove Theory, Salt and Pepper, Rare Essence, the Backyard Band, and so many more. Talk to me about the music projects that you worked on, aside from radio and aside from your own records.
Well, there was a project I did that was called ThatGogo.com, and that's, to this day, that's my favorite project that I've ever done. And what I wanted to do with that song was, with that project, it was really made for people outside of Washington who really didn't know what go-go was, and just to show them the versatility of the music. And it ain't what you really think it is, and I wanted you to hear it and bring it to you in different forms. And so I was so blessed to have the Godfather Go-Go, Chuck Brown, intro the project. And I asked Chuck to do it. Chuck, man, me and Chuck had a great relationship, man. I love Chuck. May he rest his soul, man.
Absolutely.
Pop did so much for me, man. I love Pop. And he agreed to do it. And he intros it. And then the thing about it is, dude, I got go-go with R&B. I got go-go with reggae. I got go-go with spoken word. I got go-go with hip-hop. I got pure go-go. I got everything I did, and it's all mixed up, man. But it's a production. It's like a movie. When you listen to it from start, you can listen to it from start to finish, and it's just telling the story about the music of go-go. And if you're not from here, you get a good taste of what it's like. So that's my favorite project that I've ever done, man. Another one was with Ludacris and how it happened. Well, there's 2 of them, Ludacris and Lil Jon. The way those happened was just crazy. I'll make it as quick as I can. With Ludacris, I was at my mother-in-law lives in Miami, and I went to visit my mother-in-law, and I took her to a Lakers game. I've always been a big Lakers fan. And so we go to watch the Lakers play the Heat, and I see Shaka Zulu at the game, Ludacris' manager.
Right.
And he sees me. And so he said, hey. Then we chop it up for a second. I said, man, when you going to let me get one of them songs, man? Come on, man. We've been talking about this for a minute. And he said, well, He said, I'll tell you what, man, which one you want to do? I said, Pimpin' All Over the World. I said, let me do a go-go remix to that. He said, all right, bet. I'll send you the acapella on Monday and do what you do. I said, all right. So I go, he sends it to me. I go in and record it, and it's garbage. I recorded it 3 times, garbage. And then I made a phone call and called Red Essence. I said, I need help. They came in, crushed it. Song came out when the song was about, it was kind of ending its life. And I gave the song another, 5 months of lifetime in this region. We're pimping all over the world. And then I got a call from Shaka and said, Ludacris wants to thank you, man, for everything you did. And he wants to know, would you and Red Essence come out and be his band for the VMAs?
Wow.
And this is the year of Hurricane Katrina. Because Hurricane Katrina came through Miami, 2 days before the VMAs.
Right.
So it came through, but it didn't. It just, it skirted, and we did it. We did it, and then I got out there with Essence, and we put everything together, and it was ready to roll. And then Ludacris came to me and he said, "Nah, man, this is not gonna work." He said, "I want you to be my hype man. Come on all the way. Let's go all the way." And I was blown away, man. I'm on the VMAs, man, with Ludacris. You know what I'm saying? Man, it was crazy. And then my whole life, man, has always also been about trying to help out people behind the scenes, too, man. I don't know. Do you know this group, man, called Good Charlotte?
I do not.
Okay, it's a rock group, man, called Good Charlotte. Benji and Joel. They superstars, man. I mean, they're kind of not doing it. They're not. Look them up. They're superstars.
Okay.
They're from Waldorf. Okay.
Got you.
Dude, when I met them through somebody in the industry, they didn't have. They had no money, no nothing. And they came to my little home studio because they wanted to get their mom something for Christmas, and they wrote her a song, man. And then they ended up getting the deal with Epic, man, and blew up. And I'm talking, they are multi-millionaires.
Wow.
And I'll never forget them coming back, taking me and my wife out to dinner and saying, "Thank you, man." We bought them coats, man, when they had no coats. You see what I'm saying? Wow. Dude. It's crazy. And so I saw them, and the reason why I brought that up, because I saw them at the VMAs that night, man. It was just a blessing, man. All right, that's that one. Next one, real quick. Real quick. Lil Jon. This is another VMA story. I'm interviewing Lil Jon at the VMAs, and he says and I've interviewed Jon a few times, and I interviewed Jon. I said, "Jon, I've been working on this song." This after the interview's over. I said, "Man, I've been working on this song, bro. Man, I'm trying to see if you do a go-go song for your next album." Man. He said, "What is it, man?" I said, "It's called All Ski Ski." He said, "Man," he laughed. He said, "For real?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "All right, man, I want to hear it, man." I said, "All right, well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to be out here for a few more days. I got all the tracks back at the house or whatever, man, and I'm going to shoot them out to you. Just give me about a week, and when I get back home." He said, "No problem." Look, man, that was game, bro. I hadn't made up nothing. I had nothing. I had nothing but a dream. You know what I'm saying? Nothing.
Right.
I called my man Scotty Beats that night while I was in the hotel room. May his soul rest in peace. I called Scotty and said, "Scotty, we got to do this. We need a go-go crunk record." He said, "Bet." I said, "Man, I'll do the percussions, man. I need you to help me with the crunk part." He said, "I got you." And when we did it, and then I shot it back to Jon, and Jon was like, "Oh shit!" 2 weeks later, he was in DC recording the record.
Wow, amazing! Another amazing DJ Flexx story, right? Incredible.
Yeah, man, I got a bunch of these joints, man. The people don't know. It was this documentary called HBO used to do these things called America Undercover. These documentaries about stuff, and there was one called Thug Life, Lockdown in DC. And it was about this kid who was in juvenile, who was getting ready to get for murder and was getting ready to get processed to go over to the real jail, to the DC jail, and life was getting ready to change for him, and it was the story of his life. And I did the whole soundtrack for that joint. Nobody knows that, and that shit won an Emmy Award.
Wow. See, and you know what? This, first of all, this is the reason why, I wanted to do the interview, is to pull out stories and pull out information people may not know about you, right? And things that you've done. But one of my questions was actually the next question was, why did you stop making your own music, or did you? You know what I'm saying?
I did not.
Okay, because
I never stopped. I did. Now, some things I'm not going to say what it is. But man, there's some big records, some really big records that people have no idea I had something to do with them. And the reason why I don't say anything, for one, is because I want to make sure those records do well. And in DC, you have to deal with the dumb bullshit politics of radio, meaning that if KYS found out I had something to do with this music, they wouldn't even touch it just because of me.
Wow.
Just because of me. And that's not fair to those artists because they have nothing to do with that.
Right.
You know, this is all about the music. It has nothing to do with the politics. So I keep the politics out. I don't need I don't need my ego stroke to say I've done this and I've done that and all this and all that. I'm all right with that. Let the other people shine and let them win. Right. And let them win big. You know what I mean? And I can help them win big. I'm going to do that. And so, yes, I've never stopped in this. And now, but I have just recorded, and I don't mind saying this, I just recorded a song 2 weeks ago. I just felt that I caught COVID, man, and everything else, man. And I said, man, you know what? YOLO. I want to do another record. And so it's in post-production right now. I'm going to drop it in I want to say 3 weeks, because my goal is to have it out in October, because I want this to be a record for next summer. So I'm taking that same Waterdance mentality behind this record and drop it in the fall into the winter and let it heat up. So come summertime, get back on that road. You know what I mean? Because me and Kool we burn that road up, boy. That road up every summer. And Kool doing something together. So, well,
see, that's why, again, I asked you, and that leads to my next question on, what projects are you currently working on? Because I just wanted to know, was there going to be another Waterdance, or was that just one of one? You know what I mean? So, and I talked to DJ Kool, and he did already tell me that y'all two always burn that road up. You know what I mean? So what projects are you currently working on right now? Is it this record that you're gonna drop soon?
Yes, I'm doing this record. It's the first one. I want to do more. Actually, Kool was a possibility of getting on this record, but that didn't work out. But me and Kool are going to do a song together. We've already claimed that's something that we both want to do. So we just want to make sure it's the right record. Now, the thing about trying to chase the Waterdance is one, I have to say, it's one of one. It was a magical record that there'll never be another one. Like, I remember it was a long time, Greg Street used to always say, yo, man, you need to do a Waterdance remix. He harped on me for like 10 years. Do a Waterdance remix, and I've never done it, and I never will.
Right.
That record is just it's just no, you don't. There's certain things you just don't touch, and you can't. You just can't. You can't make that everything. See, I know everything that we put into that record and where it came from, and how organic it was. You just can't. It's just no. It's just not. It's a different time. Leave that alone and do something. I don't mean you can't make magic again.
Right.
You just got to do it. It's just you have to be a chameleon and adapt to the times that it is right now. And then also you got to understand that things are way different than how they used to be.
Yeah.
And you got to hit and you got to hit quick because people's attention span is like 2 seconds and they gone.
Absolutely. Well, that particular record at that time was magical, and it was a sign of the times. It sounded like, go-go was on fire, hip-hop was on fire. It was 90s hip-hop, so it was, like you said, in your opinion, the best hip-hop music came out of the 90s, and the best go-go came out of the 90s, right?
Yeah.
That's what you were saying. So it was just a testament of that time, and it was magical. But that doesn't mean that there can't be another magical record from DJ Flexx in the future. So I look forward to hearing the new music. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and as soon as it's done, I ain't got no problem with dropping it right to you. Say, hey, here you go.
Absolutely.
Because I'm going to flood the block. Trust me on that one. I'm going to flood the block. It'll be available everywhere quickly and go. I'm not messing around.
Right.
I got the formula. Thank God. That I understand how to understand business. And we able to do these things. I got, my company does well. We do all kinds of stuff, man, that people don't know about, and I just stay quiet with it. I like to make quiet money, man.
Absolutely.
I just do.
Well, let's get back to radio, because you obviously said, that you'll be dropping a new record, and I'd love to help you with it. Love to see it win. You still rocking the #1 afternoon show on PGC called The Home Team Show, correct? You've been on radio for 27 years, unless I'm wrong. But what do you believe is the formula to your longevity in radio? 27 years is a long time, and that's amazing. So the Home Team Show, talk to me about it.
Well, it's actually, the formula's pretty simple, man. Give the people what they want. Less is more. Make sure that you got to understand, you got to take care of your community, because, see, you live here. You got to understand that. You got to understand what people are going through. And I've seen a lot of radio personalities come and go, and they don't, you got to live here, and you got to get the respect of the people that you represent. That's why, I always love to give back whenever I can and do what I can for my community, because I live here. Make sure you're part of the community, and then give them what they want, man. Give them what they want. And one thing I've been blessed with is the fact that I know what they want, and less is more. And then not only that, don't be unteachable. I keep young people around. I've always kept young people around me from day one. Somebody younger than me, and I ask questions. I always, because I need to know what's happening, what's next, what's going on now, what's happening with this. You might know something I don't know. I need to know this, I need to know that, and that they keep me focused and they keep me informed. And then also, I love to help them, man.
Right,
I love to help. I used to teach a class, man, at the station on Sundays, where I would teach board hopping, and I just to do it because I wanted to help get the next crop. Man, dude, I pushed out a nice little group of radio jocks, man, that are doing well, and have been doing well for some years now. You know what I mean? And I'm just blessed to have been in their lives. And then when I hear them, I just, and I hear them, because they know the format.
Right.
You keep the secret is simple, man. Give them what they want. Don't talk too much. You know what I mean? And just be a part of the community, man. And make sure that they know you, and help out when you can, man. And then just be real, man. Just don't be fake, and don't be lying to your listeners. I see them happen all the time. Don't lie. Don't never lie to them, man. Especially you gonna live here, they gonna say, "Oh man, this dude is fake, man. Come on, man."
Right.
And then everybody turn their back on you, and I've seen that happen before. Dude.
Wow. So listen, 27 years in radio, so many things have changed. Radio has changed. I did 15 years in radio myself. And I worked at Radio 1 when I lived in DC. I worked for Kiss and Magic, etc. So with that being said, so many things have changed in radio. So many things have changed musically. It's 2022. And when you were making music in the 90s and radio then till now, can you tell me, is there any like, what's the future for the music coming out of DC? Like, what's the future for go-go and even hip hop? Like, who is DJ Flexx checking for in 2022? And I'm asking you this because so many things have changed since you got into the game, and you've been in the game so long, and now that you're still holding the #1 slot, and congratulations that you're a music director as well. So you know, you're still in this game. You're a legend, seasoned. You're an icon for radio in DC and an artist. What's DJ Flexx looking for? You know, what's on your radar musically? You know what I mean? From go-go and from the hip hop side.
Hip hop side, I think we're fine.
Okay.
I think we're fine. You know, every you know, people are popping up doing what they're supposed to do. I'm waiting on another big Corday record. I'm waiting on Light Show to do what he do. You know, Wale's always gonna be around, so we'll be fine. I'm really not worried about the hip hop side. I'm very, very, very concerned about the go-go side. Very concerned. And it's our fault. I think the problem is that as entertainers and musicians, we have done go-go wrong by not raising up the next set of stars. And soon your big bands are not going to be here anymore. You can't. Father Time is undefeated. Father Time is undefeated. There will be a time where there's not going. I mean, Chuck Brown passed.
Right.
You know,
right.
created the music. You know, Rare Essence, the brand will probably be here forever, but it ain't gonna be the same band. You know, and you gotta understand that. And I think it's a combination of things where we've been failed at. One, I don't think we embraced them enough to teach them the history of the music, and music theory itself. I think the schools, DC public schools especially, with the music programs, haven't done their job and making sure that the next crop is ready. You have to understand what a lot of people don't know. There's one high school that is responsible single-handedly for mostly all the go-go. So one high school. One high school is mostly raised all the go-go.
Wow.
Almost all of it. And that's Baloo. Baloo. Coming out of Baloo. Rare Essence. EU. Junkyard. All of them. Coming out of Baloo and more. Coming out of just the music program. Baloo High School, the marching band and all that has always been a staple in Southeast. And there needs to be, the music program just needs to be there, and then we need to get them creating. Now they have the bounce beat genre now, and I don't knock them for what they're doing. But I also want them to understand music theory and also understand to look beyond the Beltway. When we did the Waterdance, I didn't do the Waterdance with intentions on, all right, I'm going to do this song for the radio, or I'm going to do this song for this. I just did the song because this is what I wanted to do. But I also made sure I put nuances in that song that was on purpose. At that time, there's a one part of the song that nobody knows this. That's Ice Cube influenced a part of the Waterdance that nobody knows about. And that's where you get some of the little hip hop feel out of it. Something that Ice Cube did, not that, because at that time also Ice Cube was on fire, and I respected him because he one of the ones that would come into DC and play with the go-go bands. Him and Scarface and stuff like that. It was certain cats that always would come in and show go-go love. And you got to have that music be able to make it outside of the Beltway. The problem with the bounce beat, there's not a lot of structure, where there's some, but there's not enough consistent structure, and there's not enough from all the bands overall releasing songs. You need to release. You can't just play clubs, and you can't just play cover tunes. You got to get out there, make your own stuff, and go.
Right,
and you
right.
gotta go. You gotta go, and you gotta go, especially right now when you're still riding on a little bit of momentum that we got right now. You know what I mean? When we got momentum from when Chuck passed, a lot of people started looking at DC, but what is this go-go thing? And then with BET, you know, had Taraji and all them doing their thing with you know, with go-go,
EU, right.
with EU for the BET Awards and all this momentum. So it's not like people don't know about it, but we just got to make it, people want it. You know what I mean? And then also you have to get your consumer base back strong. Our base is not strong. It used to be that everybody had to, if you was an artist and you was coming into this city, you had to have a go-go band on your show or you wasn't going to be selling out, and the go-go band had to play last. And that was for years. That ain't the case no more. Nobody's even, sometimes you ain't even checking for go-go. We used to, in the 90s, man, we had 5 different go-go bands in rotation. Now we just playing classics. We playing classics.
So there's no...
We still playing, it's no real new bangers like that.
Right. And see, that's what I was getting at, because, you know, maybe you and Kool and, you know, a few other people can change this. Because, you know, I recently interviewed Doug Lazy, right?
Oh, yeah. My man, hey, and on that go-go.com project, Doug Lazy's on it.
Right. So I had asked him, because he's more into the house, right?
Yep.
Hip house. But I asked him how he felt about this new resurgence of house music through Beyonce's, you know, new record, and Drake, right, doing a dance, you know, album. Okay. So, you know, I think that, because at one point I looked at house and go-go, 2 different genres of music, but similar in the case of, at one point you didn't know what go-go was, and then hip-hop embraced it. It got really popular, and then it kind of went back to just DC. House music was kind of the same thing. You didn't hear about it. Hip-hop embraced it. It got really popular. Then a lot of the records became mainstream, and just like Doing the Butt, you know, School Days, for what it did for, you know, EU, it got mainstream, and then it kind of went back to its region. So I looked at the same thing. So recently, house music or club music has got this resurgence. Do you think that go-go, if a mainstream artist embraced it right now and infused it, would it get a kickstart back that it needs, or do you believe that it needs to start with more new go-go coming out of DC?
I think it's a combination of both. I know there was an interview with Ari Lennox that she was just in the market because she just released a new project. She was just in the market, and you know she's from here. She has a house in Upper Marlboro, and so you know she's grown up here. And the question came up, you know, would you love to do, you know, would you do a song with the Go-Go Band? And she went nuts. Like, hell yes, I would love to. And she named off you know, a bunch of bands that she would be down to do it with. And then a lot of, she named mostly a lot of the younger bands, the bounce beat bands that I'm talking about. Now, if a bounce beat band did a song with Ari Lennox, there would be a lot of theory in that, and it would be structured and made into a way, oh, I would love to get my hands on that one. That project, give me that. I'll show you how to do it. You know what I mean? And be able to bridge that, because you can still, I'm telling you, it's a way that you can make the bounce beat work, but then also you cannot lose the foundation of the congos. And that's important, man. That is so important. For some reason, the kids just threw the congos in the trash. You cannot do that. It's a part of the base of the whole thing. It don't work without that. So you can please, you know, do the Timbali thing all you want. Do it. That's your thing. I love it. They love it. And your base loves it. But do not forget the roots. You cannot. That's all I'm saying. But I think it's a combination. We need another real smash record. We need another, you know what we need? We need another Overnight Scenario. We need another Sexy Lady, UCB. We need one of them. one of them.
Right.
That's not necessarily. Nah, me and Kool could do them all day, you know. But I want a band to do one. I want a band to do one.
Gotcha.
Me and Kool, we can go in there and we can do a whole album and crank them, crank it all out. And if we really decided that we wanted to go ahead and try to really put our foot in it, we could. But I would rather see it be a collective amongst all of us doing our part. Let me and Kool do ours on this side, and let the bands do what they do on that side. Bring in some. I want to see Corday on the record. You know what I'm saying? Wale, I would love for Wale to do more because that's how he got on. You know what I mean?
Right.
And Wale do whatever he wants to do. I don't knock Wale. You know, Wale, do whatever you want to do. But I would love for you to also, I would love for him to come back and do a pure go-go album because that's how he got on.
Right.
That's how he got on. You know what I mean? He came and took go-go songs, and that's how he got on. So if that's how you got on, I think you might want to come back and get. And he has done a few joints. Let's not act like he hasn't done that.
Right. Absolutely.
So, yeah, man. So.
Wow. Well, hopefully, we could see something happen, and maybe we come together and we could try to, put something together. I know you got new music coming out. So does Kool. Maybe we need to figure out the other side too. You know what I mean? And I'm asking you this because you're in radio. I mean, you know what's being played and what's not being played, right?
Right.
So I, again, I was just curious. I just wanted to know how you felt about, that DC go-go, really the future of it. What is the real future? And is there something out there that, that's bubbling we just don't know about? You know what I mean? So
there's a few joints. There are a few joints.
Wonderful. So listen,
bubbling.
Legendary DJ, producer. You've got hit records. The Waterdance is a phenomenon. Dope record. You've had a lot of dope projects. 27 plus years, I would assume, in radio, still going. You got new music coming out. It's incredible. So, one other thing I gotta ask you: what is Bald Head Productions? That's
my company.
Talk to me about it.
That's well, we do all kinds of stuff, man. On the small end, where I have a whole roster of DJs that go out and do, because I like to keep anybody who needs money who's really part of my family and they spin records. I want to keep them eating all the time. There's always somebody need a DJ, so I keep them eating with that. And then on the bigger end, we do music production. And I have a partner of mine who we actually started another company called Living the Dream Unlimited. And his name is JS, a.k.a. The Best. And me and him teamed up. He actually was my intern at the radio station. It's crazy how I met him. And he's a musical phenom. And we do placements, man. We do placements, with meaning that we'll produce stuff for television shows and movies and stuff like that, and we've gotten work done with Major League Baseball, with the NBA, with we've done stuff with Samsung, we've done Lifetime movies, Hallmark movies. We've done a lot of placements, man. I mean, it's a pretty lengthy list of placements, and you would never know that we had anything to do with that. And that's another extension of Ballhead, Living the Dream, which is pretty much on JS doing his thing, and JS is amazing, So
wow.
We do that, and then I do my thing. I have a full blown out studio. And there's been some heavy hitters that's come through, and we do music, man. We just do music, and I just don't talk about everything I do.
Right.
But Ballhead is my baby. You know what I mean? It's my baby.
Wonderful. So you got Ballhead Productions, you got your long-standing, #1 radio show, and so that's WPGC, and you got a single coming out, hopefully by the end of the year, going into next year. Is that correct?
I will have a single coming out.
Wonderful. And
claiming that.
You don't have a single name yet, or you want to hold on to that?
It's called the Go-Go Party. I don't mind saying it because I'm going when I'm dropping it. So it's the Go-Go Party. It is just what it says. It's exactly what I said. It's a Go-Go Party.
Well, you know what's interesting is I wanted to ask you this before we get out of here. One last question for you. What was it a conscious effort for you? I mean, you and DJ Kool did this similar. You recorded your records live, right? So you attempted to record Waterdance live in its entirety. I know you said that you messed it up and, you ended up chopping it up and what we got wasn't a complete live record. But DJ Kool, he recorded Let Me Clear My Throat live as well. Now, was that a conscious effort, and was that because of the Go-Go's?
You know what? I didn't even look at it like that because of the Go-Go's. I look at it, the reason why I like to record live records is because, first of all, it gives you the feel of how it is when you come see me do my thing. It's almost like a routine. Because routines, when you see me DJ, I do these routines, man.
Right, okay.
And throughout the night, I set you up, and then I hit you with this routine, and it's usually something you've never seen before. And when you can get them to the part where you can record a record, that's one of your routines. It's a beautiful thing, and to be able to get the energy out of that crowd, it goes right back into you, man. It's crazy.
Right.
That's why I will always tell people, if you ever get a chance, you'll never understand go-go until you go to one.
Absolutely.
You'll never, ever understand the energy and power of it until you go to one. And so that's what we try to put in those records. So I guess I kind of answered your question both ways, that it's a little bit of both. Because the energy, man, just something. And then it goes back to what we started this conversation about, the power of music, man.
Yes, absolutely. And, again, I loved go-go music. But I didn't understand go-go music until I moved to D.C. and I went to the go-go. You know what I mean? And when I experienced that energy, I said, oh, I get it. It's a lifestyle. It's a movement. It's the music. It's everything. Incredible. So I just wanted to ask you that before we got out of here, on your approach on why you guys were making these records live. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, how can our listeners continue to follow you?
At DJ FLEXXDC, 2 X's on your Flexx, Instagram and Twitter. My Twitter, I'm just wild, man. That's just me having fun every day. That's a little outlet. That's mostly fun, man. You know what I'm saying? Music, just wait for it. It's coming.
Absolutely. So you got Ballhead Productions. That's your company. You got a new single coming out at the end of the year, DJ Flexx, The Go-Go Party, right? And everyone can catch you every day, right, on PGC Afternoons. Is that correct?
And on the free Odyssey app. You know what I mean? Just download the free Odyssey app. You can listen to me anywhere in the world.
Absolutely. So, Flexx, I want to thank you for allowing me to interview you on Vinyl Esquire. Vinyl Esquire is the DJ podcast that uplifts the DJ culture and honors our legends. And you are a legendary DJ, artist, the Mr. Can I just say it one time? It's on fire tonight.
You crazy, man. I love it.
Yo, I want to thank you, man. You've been listening to the legendary DJ Flexx.
Hello world, I want to welcome you to Vinyl Esquire, the podcast that